Awesome. What's up, Anna?
Hi.
How are you? Good, you?
I'm fantastic.
So we'll go through some information right now, which is literally transforming lives in and outside of health professional offices all across the country and all over the globe. So we'll present on this understanding that anyone who's watching can certainly come to us with any questions that they have. Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen and we'll rock and roll. Get the Zoom. Let me know we're good. We're good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so physical therapy, yoga, being a yoga instructor, being a health coach, all offer us the ability to help people. And what Isagenix offers us is the ability to, as I mentioned, literally transform someone's life. These are some of the examples. Dick Stoddard, 82 years old versus 87. You can see in the picture right there. He looks amazing, but more than that, his energy level is now up. He gets great sleep. His mental clarity has been improving. So this is an example of a transformation, as is this. Lori Rizzo, another one of an individual who's had a tremendous transformation. So point being, lives are being transformed. Wendy Hyatt Locke on the bottom left corner recently won at the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation Championships. So she won worlds. The amazing thing about this is that she didn't work quite as hard as our competition. She worked really, really hard, don't get me wrong, but she didn't work quite as hard because of the nutrition that she was putting in her body. And lo and behold, she's world champion. So, lives are changing for a short little piece of their life, and then also just completely getting transformed. So health. Our health is determined 20% by our activity, 80% by the foods that we absorb. So Isagenix is a tool to put in your toolbox to assist with the second piece, the 80%. Discussion topics for today are going to be environmental toxins, filling in the gaps that are left behind by store-bought foods, telomere science. We get into talking about telomeres. Everything begins with the human cell. Everything starts at the human cell. What the cell absorbs, how the cell is functioning, and the telomeres, which are the little pink tips on the end of our chromosomes shown in that picture there, are when we heal at the cellular level, great things happen. So we need to do 3 things for our cells, our 30 trillion living human cells. Number 1, we need to feed ourselves nutrients. 90 nutrients, 60 of those are minerals that we are supposed to be getting from the soil. 2, exercise. 3, sleep. So those 3 things, nutrients, purified water, obviously, exercise, and sleep. UCLA study was performed back in 1953, and they determined that 1 bowl of spinach offered us enough iron to absorb enough iron for 1 week. So 1 bowl of spinach, you eat it, you absorb enough iron for 1 week. They repeated that study in 2010, same high quality bowl of spinach, but they determined that you needed to consume 54 bowls of spinach to absorb enough iron for 1 week. So the bottom line of this slide is that the healthy foods that we're buying in stores are not making up for the lack of nutrients. To compound that, our soils are nutritionally depleted. This was a statement in a U.S. Senate document back in 1936. And things, as we all know, have not gotten better with regard to our soils since 1936. There have been loads of toxins introduced to the U.S. environment since 1936. Blood pH. We want our blood pH to be about 7.25 or up, so we want a more alkaline environment in our body. The challenging thing is that a lot of the things that are around us are acidic. They form in an acidic environment, and in an acidic environment, disease can breed. So we want a more alkaline environment. Just a fun fact, For every 20 ounces of sugar-free Red Bull that you drink, it takes nearly a gallon of water to flush the synthetic compounds, excitatory chemicals, and stimulants from your system. For every 20-ounce Monster, it's 6.3 gallons of water. The reason I share this is that what we will be sharing with you, Anna and I are going to share product that is based on plants, plant extracts, and very high-quality proteins that our bodies and our cells can effectively utilize. Yes, we want to eat whole food, eat real organic food, yes, but we need to fill in the gaps in nutrition that are left behind by most store-bought foods. And did you know, organic foods still contain pesticides and other chemicals, but in lesser amounts? This is an important slide to share the demineralization of our soils and of our plants. So at the bottom of the screen here, if you see my little pointer, there are microorganisms in the soil whose function is to break down rocks to the smallest form of a mineral. When the rocks are broken down by these microorganisms to a mineral form, the plant can then uptake the mineral. We consume the plant, therefore we consume and absorb the minerals. So 1953 versus 2010, 54 bowls of spinach now versus 1. These microorganisms are getting killed off by the pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, all the chemicals that are sprayed on our produce and that get into the soil. So these microorganisms are killed off, therefore those rocks are not broken down as efficiently, therefore the plants aren't absorbing those, therefore we're not absorbing them. So breaking the mineral cycle. Let's face it, everybody desires increased energy, waking up in the morning with a bunch of energy, improved mental clarity, being quick-witted with your jokes, right? Better sleep, effective weight loss, improved healing times, improved healing patterns, improved mood, and just getting rid of the stuff that slows you down that's going on in your internal environment, right? So we're talking about a science-based solution, Isagenix, a tool for your toolbox. Disclaimer, nutritional products are not drugs. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any illness or disease. We've all seen this disclaimer before. Statements made throughout the presentation have not been evaluated by the FDA. Now, there's an asterisk next to that because there are companies, nutritional companies, that choose to adhere to and exceed FDA standards. So FDA is not going to regulate any nutritional company. Yes, if something bad happens, the FDA steps in. But certain companies choose to adhere to and exceed FDA standards even though they don't have to. So why Isagenix? Why are we talking Isagenix today? Number one, it's the highest quality supplementation that I know of. I firmly believe this is the highest quality supplementation for you. People come to me with, patients will come to me, clients will come to me, friends, family will come to me with different product. And I always suggest to them, if they're looking to compare, I always suggest to call the 800 number on that particular bottle and ask these questions. Do the ingredients in the foods or in the supplementation, do the ingredients fall on the GRAS list, which is a generally regarded as safe list formed by the FDA? Does the company follow current good manufacturing procedures, which are also formulated by the FDA? Are they organic ingredients and or are the ingredients exceeding pharmaceutical grade? So are they of the highest quality, highest purity? Are the procedures, the manufacturing procedures, superior to USDA standards? So they go above and beyond. Again, even though they don't have to, do they? Are there multiple quality assurance tests of each batch before manufacturing, during manufacturing, and with the finished product? Multiple quality assurance tests. And are health professionals not only sharing these particular products with their patients, but are they utilizing the product or using the product themselves? Right. So a few questions to ask. Sometimes people get answers, sometimes they don't. They just continue to get the runaround. Number two, no compromise commitment. So Isagenix offers a no compromise commitment. An example of this is over $3 million is spent annually on testing their foods, their supplements, their proteins. And this is third-party testing from raw materials to finished goods. $3 million is spent annually to make sure what's on the label is in the bottle. And we all have heard studies done on supplements that are on store shelves that what's on the label is not in the bottle. Or what's on the label, there's a fraction in the bottle what's said on the label. So we make darn certain we have the best of the best. And this individual, Dr. John Anderson, I was on the phone with a doctor down in Puerto Rico. This individual wrote a book on overdosing with vitamin C to treat cancer. So we're talking about his book, and he's sharing some information with me on his book, and I get into talking telomeres with him, and I mentioned this individual's name, Dr. John Anderson. And he said, wait a minute, are you talking John Anderson, the formulator? I said, yes, Dr. John Anderson, the formulator. So this doctor said, John Anderson is the father of formulation. So John Anderson is known globally as the father of formulation. He worked as a private supplement formulator of over 600 companies. We've heard of GNC, Nature's Made, Metrics. We've heard of these companies. He was the brains behind their operations, their initial operations. Created more than 2,300 nutritional products. His products are internationally recognized and respected as groundbreaking science, groundbreaking nutrition. He has patented plant extraction and formulation techniques that no one can touch. They're all his, and he's a complete and utter genius when it comes to formulating. Taking a plant to be able to extract that plant, and take another plant, extract that plant, and get those two plants to empower one another. And then he'll take another ingredient from a plant and then have that one empower the other two. So all of these products, the ingredients of which are in these products are all empowering the next ingredient. Absolutely unbelievable. So he retired from the nutritional industry. He was talking to CEOs and saying, I can make a much better product, but I need to source out this plant extract. They would say no, because it wouldn't meet their bottom line, because it would be less cost effective for the company. So he came out of retirement in 2002. John Anderson did when he met Jim and Kathy Cooper, who said, whatever you need, we're gonna do it. We got your back financially. Let's get this done. Now he's the master formulator and co-founder of Isagenix International, and he's surrounding himself with experts in every nutritional field you could possibly imagine. So John Anderson. Today we're going to talk to Forever Pack. So it's one shake a day. So we're replacing one meal a day with a very high quality protein, high quality shake. And two vegan capsules of Isagenesis in the morning, 2 vegan capsules of Isagenesis at night. Easy as pie. 2 capsules morning, 2 capsules night, and then replacing a shake a day. Why do we like the Isagenix shakes, the Isoline shakes in particular? Because they're made of undenatured grade level 7 whey protein concentrate. Undenatured meaning the protein is treated at a very cool temperature during manufacturing, therefore the nutrient value is preserved. These shakes are packed with minerals. Again, we're not getting the minerals from our soils. So what John Anderson has done is he's loaded these shakes up with minerals so that we can absorb those minerals once again. The whey is extracted from the milk of grass-fed free-range cattle. They contain digestive enzymes and probiotics. So this is a live food. Once that powder hits the water, you have 10 minutes to drink it because it's in essence a live food. Assists in alkalizing the blood that we talked about earlier. Gluten and soy-free, 99% lactose-free, and yes, there is a full dairy-free option. Full dairy-free option. It's a complete meal replacement of 240 calories and about $3 a meal. I go into some gyms and it's $5, $8, $10 for a shake, and you're getting sugars, you're getting other synthetic ingredients. You really don't know what you're getting in a lot of cases. So $5, $8, $10 here, you're talking $3 a meal for a super high quality shake that's offering you the minerals that we need that we're not getting elsewhere. So filling in the gaps that are left behind from stored up. Oh my gosh, can't even talk. Store-bought foods. Okay. So this picture here shows around the perimeter different foods you'd have to throw into a blender and drink down. I guarantee you having a shake is a lot more convenient, a lot more cost effective, but you're getting high quality nutrition just as you see in the pictures. So we'll shift gears and talk vibrant living by supporting your telomeres. So the telomeres are little pink caps on the end of your chromosomes. This is a chromosome right here, okay? These little pink caps are called telomeres. No different than the little cap at the end of your shoelace, where if the cap on the end of your shoelace frays or wears away, then your shoelace is going to fray. Same in this particular instance. When these wear away, it exposes the DNA that is housed within the chromosome, and the DNA unravels, the cell dies. The cell reaches senescence and apoptosis. I believe that's the name of the word, apoptosis. So, caps on the end of our chromosomes. How do you take care of your telomeres? Exercise daily, meditate often, and even 3 breaths. I train some of my patients that even 3 breaths can serve as a meditation. Maintain a healthy weight. Eat for your telomeres, fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, lean meats, and fish, some dairy. Supplementation with high-quality plant extracts, as I mentioned before, in the correct amounts. You want to make sure the ingredients within any supplement, the ingredients are empowering one another. Okay? So we talked John Anderson. Now we're going to talk Bill Andrews. Bill Andrews discovered human telomerase in 1994. I'll explain what telomerase is in just a second. He won 2nd place for U.S. Inventor of the Year that year, 2nd to the HIV protease. He's been a telomere biologist for over 25 years, 34 years in the biotechnology research industry, 45 U.S. patents on telomerase. He's been termed the man who would stop time. Now his primary goal is youthful aging for all, and his personal goal is to run a 100-mile race at age 100. He's working with John Anderson to determine hits, meaning when cells replicate, their telomeres are preserved or lengthened. So when a hit occurs and the cell replicates, the telomeres are preserved or lengthened. I'll get into that in a little more detail in a second here. So this is all based on Nobel Prize-winning science. We talked telomerase. Telomerase is an enzyme within the cell where when that enzyme is active, when the cells replicate, instead of the cells shortening, as is shown here in the circle picture, the cells, telomeres, stay the same length or lengthen. Now, the only cells in the human body where this is the case is the human reproductive cells, the sperm and the egg. So when a reproductive cell differentiates and divides, the telomeres stay the same length. What Bill Andrews was doing was determining the same thing in somatic cells, human cells, where when these cells were replicating, their telomeres were preserved or lengthened. Now, the challenging thing was that, and again, he was termed the man who would stop time. Popular Science, MSNBC talked about him today. The challenging thing about this is that when Bill Andrews was using the synthetic compounds, the medicines, the side effects of those medicines and synthetic compounds would kill us. Not a good thing. So he kept hitting a wall. And I'll get into that in a little more detail. Now, accelerated cell division, people are suffering from disease, trauma, surgeries, etc. There's an accelerated cell division, and it's important when that's the case to protect and preserve the telomeres, because if it's an accelerated cell division, well, then the tissue may become more vulnerable to injury if we're not feeding our body what it needs to effectively heal. So I'm going to show a quick video, and we'll move forward after that.
And now, Colonel News. Sit in a cage around the corner. News tonight with some pioneering mice. And what's a couple of useful rodents revealed for humans? Here's Sharon Alfonsi reporting.
In the movie Cocoon, it's a swimming pool that turns back the clock for a group of senior citizens. But now, researchers have found a way not just to stop, but reverse the aging process. The key is something called a telomere. We all have them. They're the tips or caps of your chromosomes, seen here in yellow. This is what it looks like in a young adult. But as you grow older, the telomeres become damaged and frayed, and as they stop working, we start aging, experiencing things like hearing and memory loss. Scientists took mice who were prematurely aged, added an enzyme, and essentially turned their telomeres back on. You can see it before the enzyme, after.
Their brain function improved, their fertility was restored. It was a remarkable reversal of the aging process.
Look at this picture. The mouse on the right has bad skin, gray hair, and is balding. But the one on the left had its telomeres hooked back on.
And you could see that essentially we now have a dark coat color, that the hair is restored, that the coat has a nice custom sheen to it.
Even more dramatic, the change in brain size. This is before the mice had 75% of a normal brain, with patients with severe Alzheimer's. But after the telomeres were reactivated, the brain returns to normal size. As for humans, while it is just one factor, scientists now say by looking at our blood cells and measuring those telomeres, you can get a better idea of how well you age. The longer the telomere, the better the chances for a more graceful.
All right. Oops. Let me get us back on there. Sorry for the small little delay there. So we have, in essence, well, first off, coming off of that video, Dr. DePino down at Dana-Farber, the fact that the medical community is now recognizing this, the importance of telomeres, the importance of preserving and lengthening telomeres, as we mature, as we age, it's unbelievable. I mean, we've all talked about, or we've all heard about, let food be thy medicine, medicine be thy food. The medical community is now catching on to that, and they're seeing that using plants can help with healing, can help with optimal wellness, optimal living. So here is Bill Andrews running, as he does so frequently. Again, 100-mile race at 100 years old is his goal. And then we talk John Anderson. So science, nutrition. Science needs nutrition. Now, in this slide, I'm going to share with you something very, very profound. Okay, we talked before about the synthetic compounds that Bill Andrews was using in his lab. He studied over 304,000 compounds over a 10-year period, spending about $30 million on this research, on his lab work. He found 8 hits. Okay, 8 of those synthetic compounds showed to preserve or lengthen telomeres in his lab. So John said, I can do exactly what you're doing, Bill, with synthetic compounds, the side effects of which would kill humans. I can do the same thing with plant extracts. Bill said no. He did not believe that that could happen. He was thinking medicine, 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 medicine. So not only did John send 120 plant extracts, plant-based formulations to Bill Andrews over a few month period, but he sent those, and Bill noted 9 hits, 2 of which were off the charts compared to any other synthetic compound that Bill Andrews used. So Bill felt finally that he was onto something. And lo and behold, it was more plants than medicine. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Never has a more profound statement been stated than this, and especially this day and age where we're finding that plants are becoming more and more a part of our lives. So isogenesis, I firmly believe, is the greatest discovery of our time. This is a telomere support formula, all plant extracts. So we talked about the human cell, telomeres. We talked the Forever Pack, 2 capsules of isogenesis in the morning, 2 capsules of isogenesis at night, and then replacing 1 meal a day with a shake. I usually suggest breakfast, but whatever meal you want to replace, whatever is most convenient for you. 1 meal a day. Simple, simple, simple. But the stories that are showing up on our texts, on our Facebook pages, are numerous, and they keep coming in on a daily basis. Amazing stuff. Dave MacArthur broke his lower leg in 3 locations. Here we have an external fixator. We got a really nice scar coming up the outside of that leg there. 3 places. Docs said, generally speaking, docs will say 6 months to a year for you to heal, for you to get back to your proverbial full function. Well, 3 months after surgery, Dave was running stadiums. Unheard of. The doctor was beside himself with excitement. And since then, Dave has shared his message with regard to isogenesis and the shakes all over the world. And he's helping us to the same thing. Share this because it is a true gift. It's the holiday season right now. If you want info on this, you want to set an account up, try the Forever Pack out, try one of the products out, give yourself a gift. Give yourself a gift of optimal wellness. Now, Isagenix also offers other nutritional systems. Inform Sport Certified Sport Nutrition. Inform Sport Certified it's a global certification recognized by a lot of elite athletic organizations, Olympic athletic organizations, military. It's a high quality sport nutrition, clinically proven weight loss system, microbiome support system, personal care and beauty, essential oils, so loads of other products as well, in addition to the Forever Pack. Then you can have a position of equity within Isagenix. And I'll give this presentation for staffs, for health professional offices, because it's a bonus program within the company, within the practice. But it's like an Amazon or Netflix account, Isagenix account, $29 for the first year, $19 for subsequent years. So the $29 in that first year gets you wholesale pricing on everything. So you're paying wholesale, you're never paying retail. And you get other incentives, other specials, other new releases that come out. Product, the Isagenesis and the shake, the Forever Pack is under $6 a day. Here, or from there, you're going to use the product. We'll teach you the rest. You know, when you're working, this was more geared, the text here was more geared towards a practice where you're leveraging from the practice. But here you're leveraging what the team is doing, what your Isagenix team is doing. So use the product, we'll teach you the rest. Simply put, it's a reallocation of dollars from what you're already spending on foods from what you're getting in the stores to more nutrient-dense foods and nutrition. Now, are you eating all Isagenix foods? No. But your Isagenix foods are filling in the gaps that are left behind from what we're buying elsewhere. And that's it. So thank you. And any questions, let Anna, myself know. We'll be offering tidbits of information here and there. And guarantee you, because of all of the growth that's occurring within Isagenix, we'll have enhanced this particular presentation within the next few weeks. So definitely stay tuned. There's a lot of awesome growth going on, a lot of new products surfacing, a lot of new science surfacing. So thank you. That is, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we'll get back to Anna and myself. And Anna, I appreciate you taking the time to hang and